I have these are the granular analysis charts for your micros, right? So anything you want to like do a day trade on, these are great. So to your point, you said earlier, I thought the algos, I've been using them like I can do something within the day, and you're showing me things over the course of many days. It's true that having more patience and doing something over a few days could be better for you if you're busy and you're professional and you're doing other things. Like it absolutely could be the right answer for you. But I also wanted to show you these charts because if you're going to do things that you want to see move inside of a day, then you want to use this kind of data, right? This is a custom setup right here that starts with the 24-minute and it moves up to the 1 week. This one is really cool. This is the one that's filed under custom in the settings. So if you ever click custom, it's going to fill it in with these particular timeframes. And I think this is great that it gives people perspective. It gives you kind of like a large scale perspective with the weekly. It gives you like multi-day perspective, it's like swing trading. And then it gives you like a lot of intraday, like smaller time frame perspectives. Like what is price likely to do over the next few hours to the next few days, right? And that would be maybe this one. Or if I want to find a trade to jump into immediately, then I want it to look good in this box. And I also probably want this whole box to show me all, some uniformity, right? Like all red or all green, that sort of thing. So you'll notice that I say that because these are scalping timeframes. You'll notice this is super sensitive. This is showing me what's going on in the 1 minute time frame, the 3-minute time frame. By the time we're halfway through with this chart, it's only gotten as high as the 24-minute, and the highest that the chart even goes is the 4-hour. So somebody can really lose focus by doing things with just this one in mind, and then they're not paying attention to this one at all. And because they've lost perspective and they've only focused on the very, very short-term data, they can see price move against them. Sometimes the short-term data can work, but you want to be conscious of what's going on in, probably like these time frames too. And for the most part, you do not want to go radically against it. Like if this chart here has a bunch of green, you don't want to notice some red in here and go against it, more than likely. This is the one that's going to have much more longevity. It's probably going to be the prevailing direction. Sometimes it does flip, and it always does have to start here, but a lot of times this one is just volatility, and then it ends up doing whatever this one is doing in all of these huge time frames, like the 1 week down to like the 1 day, or like the 6-hour to the 1 week. Those for whatever reason they'll start to dominate, and all this stuff will flip again. And you're like, well, man, I thought I had it right. All the scalping time frames told me to short, and I shorted. It's like, well, but you probably didn't pay attention to the fact that this was all massively green. And so what was really happening is the price action was in some sort of trend, and it was going kind of parabolic. And, you maybe thought it was going down, but it was actually just hitting that support, that 200 probably simple moving average, and then it was going to continue going parabolic. And so a lot of times this can be a moment of volatility, I guess, simplest way to look at it. So you just want to know what's going on in all of those. And in this particular one, I have even larger time frames. Like you'll notice I have the 1 month, I have the 3 week, I have the 2 week, I have the 1 week. So this is even larger, more significant perspective. And you can kind of use that to your benefit. Let's see. This is just the second version of that. Again, I told you I give you 3 to like use however you want. So you can use whatever assets you want in these. That's why I labeled them flex, because they're flexible. And the layout is what I wanted you to have. The algo suite is what I wanted you to have. The assets themselves, can change, no problem. And I wanted you to see too, these are all set up so that if you did want to, you could literally toggle the original Confluence monitor on, just like this. So if you wanted to see, like, do I have massive green in the Confluence monitor? You could just toggle it on just like this. The only thing I would tell you is just keep in mind, and here's a reason that conditions conducive monitor is so valuable. The conditions conducive monitor loads up a bunch of data from all of the different time frames on one little box, right? It's telling you what's going on the weekly chart, the daily chart, like all these different time frames. The massive difference with the one that I just showed you, the Confluence monitor, the old school one, right? I say old school, this one here, which is also pretty awesome, is just keep in mind that one is great, but it's only feeding you information from that time frame with the box that it's in. So where this one is going, looking at every single chart in every single time frame, even ones that you're not looking at, and saying like, here's all the data. That other one is giving you a bunch of data, and it's just saying, here's a bunch of data and measurement specifically for what's going on in the 24-minute time frame. So that's what makes this one actually a lot more useful, to be honest. I love the other one. It's cool. It was the very first algo that I put out there, but that's the groundbreaking, I think, difference in this one.